Hey Pepper Gang, for those just learning Marauders, I'm sure you have filled up your stash to the brim because you don't know what to keep, sell, scrap, or craft with, and the stash space is small when starting out. Get a lot of these comments in my Twitch chat from new players when I'm playing Marauders, and I understand it can be a bit overwhelming. This is where I come in with this video. I'm going to cover common mats that you want to stash, early crafts you can use with those mats, and just general advice on loot management, scrapping, and crafting. I love this feature on looter shooters, and I like to pass on useful tips on this stuff and give you guys that are brand new a general overview on this. Now before I get ahead of myself, I just want to say this is being put out pre-early access, so a lot can still change. If you need any clarifications, have more questions, write a comment below, or come ask me on Twitch. I'm live Monday through Saturday, and we'll stream as much of any playtest that happens before early access. There is a link in the description. Now to keep it simple, you will need it all to start. If you're entering your first raid ever, be a vacuum and loot everything you see. Make your raids quick and fill those bags. Inspect the loot in your stash, rinse and repeat. In general, you want to have a nice balance of craftable materials at all times and the safety net of cash for those bad days or when you can't craft certain items and you gotta buy them. As you play and learn what armor, guns, ammo caliber you like, that will dictate how much space you use for everything. Some people have a lot of fluid cash and buy kits more often, and some people make tons of containers and hoard non-stop. It's up to you to figure out how you want to play the game. That's the beauty of it. I have noticed that early on, craftable items seem to be very useful compared to what you see in the shop. As you do contracts and level up your factions, you will spend more cash on the store since better equipment will be available. As a new player, I would just focus on finding and learning crafts that you like to rely on. I mentioned this in my last tips guide, but you want to have stacks of synthetic, metal scrap, cables, metal sheets, gunpowder, and you want to stash high-grade gunpowder for later on. You will need toolkits as well to make the containers. These are very important if you want to make more space before you prestige. Craftables that require synthetic include medicine, backpacks, armor. Metal scrap is used for weapons and attachments, consumables a lot of times. Gunpowder and high-grade ammo for ammos and cables. Metal sheets are used for equipment as well. And there's a lot more loot that is used for higher tier items and ships, but we won't get into that today. Now, as you progress through the game, you will level up and unlock currency to use to unlock blueprints. I highly suggest learning backpacks, armor, storage boxes, and maybe your favorite ammo to start in case you can't buy it. I also suggest finding a couple weapons you can craft. That way you don't feel forced to use the current stored guns if need be, or if you don't have any on reserve. Check out the video in the top right to see my favorite early game weapon craft that uses junk. And yes, junk is another item in the game. You will get it from a lot of scrapped items. In regards on what you should or can scrap, you can only scrap guns, melee weapons, helmets, backpacks, and armor. If you hold an item in your stash on the crafting screen, look at the scrap area. Each item has a percentage of what it can scrap to. It's a game of chance, and these values are being tinkered through development, so I won't go in depth on them. In general though, scrapping is very logical. For example, leather armor will give you leather strips, guns made out of metal will most likely give you metal scrap, cloth armor will give you synthetic scrap. You get the point. If you don't think it's worth paying the repair price of a gun, and the traders give you a horrible offer, just scrap it and get some mats back. The more you play, the more you will understand you need to keep for crafting. Just don't go broke buying too many items, trying to scrap for a certain material. Sometimes luck doesn't go your way and you just end up with a bunch of junk. Now last part, the other items, talking about quest items like nickel, transmitters, rings, all the coins, folders. Some of these are easy to replace, such as the nickels, transmitters, and rings. Coins and folders are usually found behind safes, vaults, and locked areas. You can access locked areas or containers often. I suggest just selling the coins in the intel folders. They are fat money makers. Coins are used for contracts often, so maybe keep a stack just in case. Now there's a lot more I can cover, but if you're learning the game, this is the general breakdown. Once the game drops in early access, I'll have more guide videos for you guys, and I'm always going to be streaming on Twitch. But I'm going to end it here. I hope that helps some of you guys. Give me a thumbs up if you found it useful or consider subbing. Come hang out on Twitch with us. And also, this is my first video after hitting 500 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you so much if you subbed recently. Thank you for all that keep coming back. You've been around for a long time. I appreciate you. I love what I do, and will continue to pump out this content for you all. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.